Hello, my name is Edward Funches. I'm the founder and president of Inclusion Marketing Advertisement and Consulting Group. Our company is run and operated by individuals that are disabled. We all share a common goal. Our goal and our bond are to beat the odds. We're faced with many odds, but today we're going to deal with two aspects, and that's housing and employment.
All right, so does anyone know the percentage of people unemployed living with a disability in the United States? Well, 70% of the people that are living in the United States are unemployed. So here at Inclusion, we're working on bridging the gap between employer and individual. Meaning what we're going to assist employers with is providing them with adequate, reasonable accommodations for different individuals, depending on their capabilities. We're going to start identifying with employers what are different disabilities and what capabilities do the individuals have that's living with these disabilities. And on the housing aspect, my man Kareem is going to give more insight on that part.
My name is Kareem Nelson, I'm Director of Inclusion. What the housing aspect of the program is comfortability, and addressing NYC Housing Connect issues with people of our demographic who usually make way beyond the amount to live, which is $26,000. We make, most of the people I know with disability make like $826 a month, so that's like $9,990 a year. Fall under the $26,000 that they require for us to move into this person. So that's why we're big on unemployment, and with the housing, it's a big thing with us to be comfortable. Comfortability is a lot in our situation. We go above and beyond to seek comfortability, and me myself, I know what people are going through to get this housing thing. So me myself, I went through it, and I'm still going. So that's what we are.
Now, may I ask, what departments are here today?
Housing, front desk, security.
Administration.
Okay,
Everybody.
so disabled individuals y'all come across them in y'all course of duties every day. I'm not sure to this facility how many wheelchair disabled individuals that are housed here, but I mean, if they do come in, we do have the different resources to provide you guys with on how to work with them. So, meaning their living quarters, to determine if it's mobile enough for them to live within in that area. Also, the bathrooms, we can help assist with determining if the bathrooms are accessible, because depending on the type of injury the individual may have, they desire different types of needs. So, for instance, I could fit in a certain type of bathroom, but somebody with a power wheelchair may not be able to fit in that bathroom comfortably like I would.
A lot of times you see the handicapped sign, that's just there. That's not for, like you said, all situations are different.
But as far as the bathrooms and the wheelchairs, there's no differentiation. Like the bathroom has to be a standard way for a power chair and a wheelchair to fit in and do the same operations, be able to do a 360. So just because there's a power chair, and you might not have no power chairs in your facility, but you might have these. So the bathroom will still have to be the same to accommodate everybody. So it's no in between. Do y'all have a huge population of disabled people here?
We don't. This facility is not wheelchair accessible, the units. So we don't have anybody with wheelchair bound.
So y'all don't have to worry about housing people.
No, we don't have to worry.
Yeah, if no one comes in.
Nobody comes in with, the wheelchair. But it's good information for us to know,
What made you start your company?
Well, I started the company, I've been in a wheelchair since 1994, and a few years ago I was invited to an expo. And when I went to the expo, I seen a whole bunch of disability facilities and stuff like that. And I thought about it, I said, everyone make money off people the disabled, but the individual is disabled. So I decided to create inclusion because I see commercials. You don't see people in commercials. I see magazines. You don't see people in that's disabled in these magazines. When you look at us, I take pride in my parents. I spend money like everybody else. We all drive cars, and I don't see that. So that compelled me to start inclusion.
Okay.
I'm fortunate enough that I have my hand controls coming in and out of my car. So if I want to test drive a car, I can test drive a car with my hand controls coming in and out. But a lot of people like these two don't have that. So they can't go test drive cars. So we just, the moral of the story is to look at us like this walk. Respect our money the same way that you respect somebody else. Like we already in a disadvantage, as far as employment goes. So they're taking charge of us extra for a car is great. Even as housing, you have all these buildings and 30% of them is vacant. And then you think about people like me or people that sleep on the streets every day. Why they not filling these places up? Because it's all about money. Everything boils down to the dollar. And it shouldn't be like that. It's, for certain people. I mean, if you go to work every day and you're making money, you spend it how you want to spend it. But don't make me have to go to work and then force me to spend my money how y'all want me to spend it. So that's probably the real reason why we started the organization.
So have you formed partnerships with any of the other organizations?
Yes, ICS is one of the biggest. It's like ICS taking over Medicaid. Not taking over, but Medicaid has funded them to deal with a lot of people that are disabled. That's one of the biggest companies helping individuals disabled.
So have you ever really gone to Albany to petition individuals like yourself to be more recognized as a whole? You know what I'm saying?
I'm a board member of the United Spinal Cord Association. That's a big organization. They have chapters in every state. So we go to not Albany, we go to DC.
I speak with the mayor's office because I'm trying to bring more light to this issue of unemployment, especially within New York City. Because for me, I graduated with a bachelor's of finance from New York College, and for me to attain employment, I went through a lot of hardships to the point where I joined with this organization. We all came together because we have one essential goal in mind of providing better lifestyle for people with living with disabilities. So that's pretty much how we form together. We go to actually a lot of the organizations and we bring the facts to them. We show them the statistics. If we do our research to determine if they're receiving funding to employ people with disabilities. Because if they're receiving funding, then the numbers should reflect what they're receiving funding for. And then if they don't, if we inquire with them for the records and they don't, then at that point we'll further it up to councilmen and things of that nature to try to get some justice. Because at the end of the day, if you don't shed light on an issue, then the issue gets swept under the rug.
Yeah.
So as long as we just bring attention to it, it's we know what you guys are doing. And then a lot of other organizations are starting to join in because they want to know where the funding is going if this deficit is continuing.
Starting with the Housing Connect, my partner was Senator Hamilton now to start an audit into that system because it's fraudulent. Because a lot of the people that are getting into the places really don't need the places, and they're getting them anyway. There's a lot of people, a lot of racism going on in the system where they let their certain type of people in, and so that whole system has to be fixed because there's no reason that every day a building is going. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason why people disabled or anybody should be homeless or be hit with the rent or, and not even that, they're pushing us into projects. Everybody doesn't want to. I don't want to live in a project. They're pushing us to, places that are very stricken with poverty. Just because when it exists. So why can't I have it exist? Why do you only put me in this demographic? It's borderline racist. and discrimination.
Well, with that, with the Equal Opportunity Act, what do you feel about that? Because if that's not happening to help people in your situation, then how do you deal with it?
Well, we take an approach with the ADA. Our thing is more or less with the ADA, because that's more or less who's fighting for us for arranging our rights. As far as structural with buildings, and if you do something new to a building, it has to be wheelchair accessible. If you touch any infrastructure, it has to be coded. So more or less our thing is the ADA, not the rights. Yeah, well, actually, I partnered with some lawyers, and whatever building is not right, we have a legal team that will address it and make sure that it's right.
Okay, can I ask you a question going to shelter and PAC? So have you done any training there? So when they come across clients that has disabilities and not wheelchair, that they don't put them in facilities where they can't climb the steps and things like that?
Well, that's what this is what we have for now. This is what this is about now.
No, but I mean at PAC, where they
PAC.
just
DHS, Department of Homeless Services.
Well, that's something that the city would have to do. The city would have to schedule a training for their employees, but as far as we're concerned, that's why we're providing the training here, so that we can understand how to be empathetic and advocate for the client. Then it's our responsibility to follow up with DHS to let them know what the issue is and what accommodations the family would need. And then the more resources we have available for the family, the quicker we could get them to get the family the type of accommodation that they need.
Yeah.
Please do.
And another thing, if y'all ever come across, individuals, like you said, this is not an accessible facility, but I know you guys might float to other facilities. If you guys do, just try to be sympathetic, because you could be in a wheelchair and appear to be in a wheelchair, but you may have a different level of injury, because there's a difference between paraplegic and quadriplegic. So a paraplegic may have more abilities than the quadriplegic individual, but you got to be sensitive when speaking with the quadriplegic individual to make sure that you're not saying anything offensive to them, being that you just know that they're in a wheelchair. So those are things you should look into. Keep an open communication. That's a big thing. So ask open-ended questions. Never assume, because a lot of times when you assume, it could be completely off. But that's the best way. Keep in communication with the individual. Also ask open-ended conversation. Is the bathroom adequate for you? Are you, able to get around comfortably in this facility? Things of that nature. That would be a big help. Because a lot of times individuals are often afraid to say anything, just because they don't want, they trying to be like everyone else. They don't want accommodations to make their life easier in a lot of cases.
Right, independence.
Exactly. So a lot of times if you guys initiate the conversation as far as, are you okay today? Then that could bring out other things that's going on that's plaguing.
So, keep in mind that you're still human. Like, no different. So when you see it, like, what bothers me a lot of times people want to help. Oh, you need help. But when they help, I'm so used to doing what I do. I'm 23 years in the chair. So just to open the door, so somebody might see me reaching to open the door and I'm pulling it, and they don't need help, and they'll yank it, and my balance is off. So you always gotta just keep in mind with the help thing, because it's always good to help, but we also have a form of independence.
Well, when I open the door, I hope I didn't offend y'all.
No. Now that's just a thing that happens a lot to me. A lot. All three of us in here, take care of ourselves.
I have getting out of my car. People may see me, and it's a method to it, so when they come in to help, you're throwing it off, I got to teach them a little bit, so a lot of times, and I always tell the person I appreciate it, I appreciate, it's not, some people really
Pushy,
care.
right?
But they don't care.
I got something. Being that you say you drive, do you get people that look at you funny? Because I have a best friend, and his brother was in a wheelchair. And one day I was going home, he was like, I'm going to drive you home. And I just looked at him like, but I didn't know that. This is 20, 30 years ago, so I'm like, you know, I was in the back seat looking, so I know, do y'all get like
People
offensive
really
looks?
are amazed,
Yeah, they're
you know,
amazing.
and impressed by, you know, just the method of, you gotta take these wheels, you push the button right here, wheels
Right.
come off, wheels come on. You know, like that shit right there, that's a lazy shit. He's a lazy dude.
Right.
Somebody
Right.
push him around and stuff.
My car, I just roll in it. I ain't got to do all that. But you know, I did it for years, but I was just telling him, my shoulders is bad. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I could. You know, but I got these chairs too. But
Yeah. I got that
I
shit.
take advantage of
I don't got
that.
that.
I don't got that one.
How expensive are the chairs?
It go from, it depends on, you know, it's like buying a car. You know, you put it together, so they got some with armrests on it, you know, they can pay for it, push it.
And if it's titanium,
Yeah. So they can
Like
go into,
$8,000 it started.
yeah, you can go into 10,000.
10,000. I think mine was like 10,000. Yeah, they made, because they made out of titanium. It's like the lightest and strongest metal.
Put it together.
So it's easier.
Buy the frame.
Yeah, like the
and you
frame
put
is
the
10.
wheels on,
It's like
all
10
different
pounds
types of
once
wheels.
everything
Easier
is
to
off
put
the
the
car.
car.
Like you see, I got coating on mine, so you don't have coating on it.
Yeah, you pay that. Yep.
This the big one. This do everything. You walk, mine rides up.
Got the motor. I'm looking now.
Ask somebody got it. Ask somebody got it.
Turn it to
Ask
bad.
them, why did you get it?
Everything.
Huh?
Huh?
Why did you get it?
You know, I said my man was first. I like the amenities.
Can I ask you a question? With the disability, it's only with people in wheelchairs, or it's other?
Oh, that's various
forms
disabilities.
of- No.
We work with everybody. We just felt the need is for people with wheelchairs have at the greatest disadvantage, but we work with everybody.
Since they want to push us to the shelters, we gotta make sure the shelters is that's another thing
misconception,
too.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's another thing. Just because there's a ramp don't mean it's wheelchair accessible.
Because the ramp is even probably tight for y'all to come in, right? Because of the rails and the way the dynamics.
Our mission and our goal is to have New York City all the way tight for bodegas, everybody. The little makeshift ramps, those are even detrimental. I pay so much money in tickets a year, and I don't know where the money go. But it definitely don't go to the streets. It definitely don't go to none of that.
It's not in our neighborhoods. Exactly. Also, like, if you do get any individuals that want to go to college or anything of that nature, there is programs set up that pays for schooling, books, and some give you money towards transportation to school if you are disabled as well. So that's something for those individuals to consider if that's the route they want to go.
Like I said, without a voice, you can't be heard.
Exactly.
So thank you for sharing.
Oh, well, you know, I get it.